can you tell me what's the show about?
The show started out when I was on the internet looking at hashtag beach day photos on Instagram, and I came across a photo of two women with their hands on their hips. And instantly it reminded me of Cézanne's large bather at the Museum of Modern Art in New York. So visually, what I was seeing was this sort of contemporary image of two women on the beach, sort of merging, sort of a hybrid with Cézanne's bather. And then I started thinking about the bather as in art history and its importance. And Cézanne was, his last great works were of the large bathers, and these were a huge influence on Picasso and on Matisse. And Matisse actually owned a bather painting by Cézanne and kept her for 40 years, and it was really important to him. So the history of modern painting was really influenced by Cézanne's bathers. So I wanted to somehow connect with that, and coming across this contemporary image and saw how they somehow became bathers and not just people on the beach, made me want to merge contemporary visual culture on the internet with painting in the museum. So I adopted, at first, Cézanne's brushstrokes and palette, and I wanted to create paintings that had a presence the way that Cézanne wanted to create paintings. So really what I'm doing is trying to create a hybrid that has cues of contemporary culture like sunglasses and bathing suits, and sort of merge that with the art historical tradition that Cézanne exemplifies.
So you will say after this experience, trying all the techniques that Cézanne kind of used and everything, how you feel? Do you have like a little bit more insight of what Cézanne did at the time, or?
I think so. What I saw when I was sort of performing Cézanne, I think of it as performing him, was that he was very much concerned with the overall picture surface and his palette. The background colors are exactly the same as the colors that make up the figure. There's a unity there that sort of is very much like Gauguin, that sort of two-dimensional surface design, trying to really working towards this idea of the surface of the paint, the surface of the painting being and the paint itself being an important aspect of the work. And then I just took off from there, basically. So I restricted myself to Cézanne's style at first, and then knowing what I knew from that, taking off from that, I let the paint do what it does, and sort of I let more contemporary elements or contemporary style, or my own style, basically take over on some of the paintings, like this one, where I released the Cézanne restrictions and just basically let the paint do what it does.
In the series, how many paintings do you have?
There's 6 in this show, and there's 5 over at Open Space, so 11.
Do you think that's the end of this series, or you are going to experiment more?
I thought it was the end when I started this painting, which was one of the last ones I did. I thought, okay, well, that feels like it's enough. But then I got really excited about what was happening here, and I think there's another direction that might happen. So I don't know.
You say you took some pictures from Instagram. So my question is, when some artists, or most of the artists, have a kind of a connection with the models for the paintings when they paint figurative, but in your case you don't have that connection. So how it works for you?
I really like the overall the anonymity of these people, and I'm searching millions and millions of uploads every minute. More uploads are from all over the world coming in on this particular hashtag Beach Day. So even when I find an image, there's no way I would ever find it again, because it just gets buried under thousands and thousands every day. So what I like to do is try to connect with certain images that, for me, recall that art historical bather. And funny thing is, one of those images, in all the millions of images that I looked at every day, I did a painting that's over at Open Space, and somebody knew somebody, and apparently they actually live in Victoria, and they knew them, and I was contacted by email, and they were very excited that I had actually done their portrait, and I was just, it's like winning the lottery basically. It was strange. It was like a one in a million chance that somebody actually from Victoria would be someone that I had chosen to include in this series.